I'm just gonna hope that, like,
that it catches it.
yeah, both of us. I mean, it's the conversation that really matters. Yeah.
So I'll speak very loud.
Yeah.
This is so sketchy.
This is Benjamin.
Hello.
Here, let me. Okay. I met Benjamin at Vertigo climbing gym when I was going there to buy tape and not even climbing. Me and Lisa were walking her dog, and then we like had a question about the bus, so I asked him, and then like we just started like small talks, and he turns out to be like, you want to introduce your job?
I work with film, so I work with editing a lot and directing at some points, but in many different ways about film and have. So Zach said he wanted to do film, and we started talking about that.
Yeah, so I mean, most of my friends, we all know that like I really want to do cinema, and I really enjoy just meeting new people and like talking to them. So just now we were talking about like I had an idea with Benjamin of filming like a documentary about. Well, if I just say the idea, I don't think it's that bad. Right?
Say it,
Yeah.
Scott.
So the idea is that another guy who's gonna eventually be on the. I will also have a conversation with him, like the idea is to film a documentary about adults that I am friends with. Basically, a documentary about adults from a perspective of a teenager like me, because like we all know, like as a teenager, I think like I'm constantly like making difficult decisions, I guess, right? And it's like kind of scary sometimes because you don't know what you're gonna do in the future. And I have all these people in front of me who's like living really differently, like with Benjamin, he's working in cinema and he also climbs. And we also have Scott. He like doesn't really have a job and all he does is climb and he just has money from climbing. And then we also have
Does he make money off climbing so he can live?
I think he coaches. Yeah, he does coaching. Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, and I really respect him for that, because like I would love to do that.
Does he make enough money? Is he able to pay rent and everything and put food on the table and stuff just from working as a climate coach? Because that's a nice gig.
Oh, he also does route setting.
Yeah, and route setting.
Route setting makes
He's also very good. He's a talented guy, Scott, and fun too.
Yeah.
Seems like. I've only met him once.
Okay. When was the last time you cried in front of someone?
The last time I cried in front of someone, wait, I'm sorry. I'm really distracted because I'm trying to drive the car in Lisbon. I don't know where I'm going and I'm getting these crazy questions. The last time I cried in front of someone was crying in front of my ex-girlfriend. Okay. While we were deciding not to be together anymore. I think that was the last time. It was it was sad and also a moment with relief. So it was good tears.
Okay.
Good tears, I would say.
The last time I cried in front of someone, I always cried in front of my parents.
Always?
Actually, no, like at least once a week, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I always have like pretty deep conversations with my mom.
Wow. That's good. I don't think I was that able to cry that much when I was. How old are you, Sam?
I'm turning 17 next month.
2017.
Yeah.
Same day as me.
Yeah, we have the same birthday.
Yeah.
We just found out
the
today.
10th of February.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was 17, I don't think I wasn't so in touch with emotions and didn't maybe allow myself to be able to cry. So I think that's very cool. Actually, okay. I think that's very good, and a good thing to be comfortable with, to cry.
Yeah. The last time, like exactly when I cried. But I'm just gonna like say the last time I can remember, because I think there was one more after that, but it was like, that was like 2-3 weeks ago, and I was talking to my dad, and I just said that like, what did I say? Oh yeah, we were just talking about like, I think ideas. You know, my dad is not a really good person. He's not really good at giving constructive feedback, I guess. I mean, he can, but like a lot of times he doesn't realize when his like feedback is not so constructive, I guess.
Is he like tough or like a...
I mean, not really.
Okay.
Like, he just said my idea was just bad without like really thinking about it.
Okay.
And I really don't like that. I think this is a more personal problem that I have. Is just like, I really hate it when people say that my idea is bad.
Yeah.
When like, this is okay. We can talk about this. So like, I think like, I'm okay with having like really realistic people in my life and tell me my ideas won't work.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I like when realistic people are being like actually realistic, and they're actually like giving decent points about how things won't work. Because I'm a very like delusionally ambitious person, and so I think like I really want to do this, and I just like start thinking of how I can start doing that.
Yeah.
Like this most of the time is a good thing, right? But sometimes I go a little too outside the box, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're kind of like that too.
I think so. I have a problem with sometimes I like my brain works a lot in getting ideas, and then I get a lot of ideas, but then getting them to a point where they evolve into something. That's my issue. That's what I'm working on a lot, because I like have an idea and I'm like, fuck, this is so crazy, and I work on it, and then I get another idea and I'm like, oh, it's also crazy, and then all of a sudden I've been working on 10 ideas within the span of like a couple of hours, and and then I get lost, and that's like my big so focus is my big thing. But I remember once when I gave some feedback to one of my friends, actually, that I went to school with in this school where we were being taught creativity and how to unfold, and we're being taught a lot about how to always say yes. Like to always, just when you're brainstorming with someone or you're there, like just always say yes and be positive about what is coming up, and then even if you don't like it, say yes, and then twist it in a direction where you think it needs to go. But anyway, that's a whole different topic. But
no, we can talk.
Yeah, but at one point I just remember I was in a really bad mood, and I said, like, he was presenting something for a lot of people, and I just said like exactly what I felt, and I felt it was shit, and I said that, and everyone just became so upset about it, and that was all like the delivery of the point. For me, I delivered it in a bad way, and I still to this day I feel like, fuck, I was such an idiot. I had to apologize so many times. And I think it's fair enough to give harsh feedback and to be a realist and to be like, I don't think this is good enough. But it is really not, like, you really need to figure out how you relay that information, because otherwise you're just shutting people down and shutting them off, and it's also you try to become like, you try to take ownership of what the other people have done, and you're like, oh, my idea of style is better than yours, that's why I can say that your work is ugly or something like that, you know, or like it's a bad idea. And I think that's not a very humble and nice way to be, so I try not to be like that a lot. I really try to be open to other things and other people's perspectives, but I don't know.
I think you explained that really well. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Were you able to sort of explain that to your dad, or did he?
Oh.
Did he stick with his? Sometimes, I don't know how old your dad is, but sometimes people that have already cemented how they are, they're very difficult to change. I don't know, for my parents, they don't change.
Oh, the whole reason I cried was because, like, you know, I opened up to him.
Yeah.
And then he, like, basically, like, came over and said that Like he was actually really proud of me.
Yeah.
And that was like really touching because like overall just like Asian parents don't really like say stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was like the whole reason why like I got so emotional. Yeah.
Is that a cultural thing that is more like you don't talk about emotional things so much? In
Asian culture I don't think it's as common, but like
Okay.
but that's also like in this generation specifically. Like I'm definitely gonna talk about emotion with my kids. And I think most parents now will. Because like when my dad with my grandfather, like they didn't talk about emotions at all. And it was like I think parenting back then, it was like the kids were obedient out of fear more. Like while my dad was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely there's something has happened that has changed with your generation, like with my generation, and then the next, and then I think especially your generation. How you're able to articulate emotions and express them in a constructive way, and there's a divide to the older generation, older population, because they haven't really, they're not so much in tune to that. Oh, I'm so confused right now what I'm supposed to do. I'm telling you, man, driving in Lisbon, that is insane. Fuck. Oh, can't swear. F word.
I have another question. You would say you have a lot of ideas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you manage all the ideas?
I write them down.
Okay.
I have like first of all, I have a notebook and I have notes on my phone, and I fill them, and some of them are just like, I know that they're shitty ideas. I just need to get them out. So it's like the not the scrapbook, but the crap book kind of. I just fill it with bad ideas.
Because I do that too.
Yeah.
I also
think it's healthy.
Yeah, I have a piece of paper like on my table next to my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wake up when I have an idea.
Yeah.
I write stuff down.
Do you write your dreams down as well, or do you get ideas while you dream?
I feel like if I told myself that I was gonna remember my dream before bed, then I like forget about it.
Yeah.
I feel like my schedule is too bad recently to actually have like decent dreams. Yeah.
I mean, I've had like the last week or so, I've had more or less the same dream, which is so crazy.
Huh. Okay.
I've dreamed about, like, I don't know, but in every dream, I've woken up and there's been like a horse in that, somehow in that situation there's been a horse and I've been looking for something. And it's really strange, like,
okay, that's
because it keeps going, and it's like the same, and it's not the same thing I'm looking for. I feel like it's not the same horse either, but those two things are just there in every dream.
Okay.
So I'm oh man, I'm going the right way, and I'm trying to figure out what it meant. And yesterday I was on the phone for like 2 hours with one of my friends, and I asked her what it meant. And she sent me all this. She started talking about something called astral projection.
Oh, okay.
Which is like crazy, and we're laughing. She was reading about it on Reddit, and we're laughing about it. But she was saying how she was trying to do it, trying to control her dreams. Mm-hmm. I think she sent me a link for Reddit, and I didn't read it yet. But it was long, and it was late when I hung up with her. But I was just intrigued, like, because have you ever tried having a dream where you could like sort of make the change in it in a way?
I have memories of when I did that. Like that was like when I was like 14.
Yeah.
I clearly remember doing that. Yeah. My dad also told me about like astral projection. I think he used to do that.
Fuck.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I wanna, try to research on it or something.
Astral projection is more. Like it's like about leaving your like physical body and like just walking around.
Okay, yeah, like being like, because that was, she was saying that people explained that they could like meet up in this other dream state.
Yeah.
Together and stuff, and I thought that was.
There's
freaky.
also, I think David Lynch talks about the transcendental meditation.
True.
That's also for like getting ideas. I think.
Yeah, it is. Like he's actually talking a lot about creativity and ideas.
Right.
But it's funny how. I feel like this whole topic about ideas and about constructive feedback is also I need to be in a certain, like, I work best in the mornings. That's when I get the ideas and when I have the energy to work on them. Like from I wake up until it's like 1 o'clock or something.
Okay.
And then I eat something, and then after that is done. Then I go out and I try to maybe like download stuff in my brain instead, like observe what is happening, or but I can't make it make my brain come up with something. It's difficult for me, at least.
When you're not in the same state.
Yeah,
as
I like that.
In the morning.
In the morning is when I have that.
Okay.
Like it's just like intuitively come to me, and otherwise it doesn't really. And I don't know. It's funny to try to learn these things.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I don't know, astral projection or not, but I'm trying to. I wanna be more aware of what I dream. Because I also have a feeling that whatever it is, the subconscious is trying to tell you, like you can use it or not. But it's like funny, like this image of a horse. Why is it there for so many days? It's so strange.
We'll make a part 2 when
when I figure it out. Yeah, the horse.
I'm gonna study psychology one day, and then I'll understand.
Yeah. When I can finally control my dream and I get to ride the horse, that will be cool.
You've done horseback riding?
Yeah, I have actually.
Okay.
I have, and I thought I was really good at it, but then I wasn't.
Maybe you should just try it again and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe it's time. Maybe this is what the dream state is telling me. Like, go become a cowboy.
There is a horse riding school in. Yeah, near our climbing gym that we do.
No way, really?
Yeah, like one more train stop from that.
From Altissimo or from Vertigo?
From Altissimo.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you can search it. It's in Morelos.
Now that you're telling me this, because you're kind of my spirit animal guy these days, I'll have to go.
Yeah, I will go with you, man.
Have you tried horseback riding?
Yeah, a long time ago in China.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
in
fun.
China. Yeah.
Okay, here's another question. I think this is more.
You
practical.
have to ask the questions because I'm driving, man.
Yeah. It's like you see, I have a lot of ideas too. Like I write stuff down. And you do too. Like, how do you start executing them? Because like that's the issue most people have, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can all have ideas, but not everyone.
Yeah.
Turns them into reality.
I have to pick one, and then I have to just take it in really small bites.
Yeah, the margin adjustments.
Yeah.
Marginal adjustments.
Yeah. I think, without knowing exactly what that means, I think my process is always to, like today, for example, I had this idea about sort of my own state of being and exploring that, like what my mental state was and what my feelings were at that time, and then creating a character out of that, and like a story out of that. But it turned out I really had to deep dive into what was the character, like is the main character, and why is he feeling this way, and why is he, like, what are the small things that he might do or experience that could portray this sort of emotional state, instead of sitting down and then writing a whole story, or like writing a whole plot point, or you know, like that was too big of a mouthful, and then I had to sort of narrow it down. And I did it, and then hopefully I'll then do something else and try to mesh things together. And
Wait, so you already started writing the story?
I kind of did, yeah.
Okay.
But I also.
So the character is like a reflection of you, but from your dreams.
No, it's a reflection of it's just like taking, it's coming from where I think what I'm going through this past year, and the feelings that I've had, and like self-confidence and a lot of stuff this past year that I'm trying to sort of put into this character, like so it's about me, but it's also someone else, you know. It's not
it's a reflection of your emotions.
I would say that of where of the things that I've been struggling with and figured out that I'm struggling with, and then that was sort of the basis for that character. And that gave me also some ideas about like where could this person be, because if he wants to feel almost like at points claustrophobic, if that is the emotion, like what would a good environment be to portray that, you know, like that sort of is it in this icy world where everything is always melting, or is it like in the city where there's always sounds around him, like all these sort of things? These questions came up, and then I was working on that instead of trying to write out a whole story of everything that he needed to
This is just like how, like, you know, from the lecture that I watched by Paul Schrader.
Yeah.
This is how, like, pretty much how he wrote Taxi Driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, he was explaining, like, a good screenwriting script is, like, you start with a personal problem, and then you find a metaphor for that problem.
Yeah.
And then you write the story about the metaphor.
Ah, okay.
So, like, he, in his personal life...
It's a taxi drive. The taxi is
is a metaphor of loneliness.
Yeah.
Metaphor about loneliness.
It's a good metaphor.
So, I think in the lecture... Do you know the lecture I'm talking about?
No.
I can send it to you. So it was like, are we here?
No, I'm just trying to see if I should park or something. You can go past me. I'm trying not to be. All these people are very aggressive, and I'm trying not to be aggressive. Partly because I'm being interviewed, but also because I don't want to be aggressive. I'm like, why are you so busy, man? Like, I'm looking for something here. Relax. I'm looking for a place to park. No, I haven't watched the lecture from Paul Schrader, but I will. I think I've probably picked this up from somewhere else. That technique of finding, because it is really, that was actually what it, you find a metaphor
for the problem
in something. Like I don't know. There's probably tons of examples, but that's really when you also watch a movie and then, like, understanding it in a deeper level is understanding that Taxi Driver is a metaphor for loneliness.
And I think, like, especially for film.
Spot up there that I could use. I would be so happy. Especially for film,
Like, especially for film, I think, like, the director's intent might be, like, trying to communicate this emotion, this problem. Like, for Paul Schrader, it was loneliness.
Yeah.
Like, but other people, they can watch the same movie, Taxi Driver, and they might interpret for themselves, like, a different personal issue that they struggle with as the viewer. And
yeah,
the
ambiguity of it. I'm just gonna park, and then we can talk.
Okay.
I'm also not sure if I can park here, but I hope.
Today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday, so it's a free-for-all, sort of. I hope that I can park here. I hope I'm not too close to this guy. I like driving a car out in the countryside where there's so much space.
I can't really think of any more questions. Actually, do you want to just, like, explain, like, the story, like, your story?
It's really, I don't know. There's not a story right now, but there's, like, this character is...
No, not the story that you're writing.
Ah, okay, my story.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Because I think you're an interesting guy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm always so curious. Like, how did you become the way that you are now?
Yeah.
Like, why did you choose editing? Like, how did you get into it?
I grew up in I have siblings, but they're a lot older than me. Okay. They're like, my youngest sibling is 15 years older than me.
Oh.
So when I was small,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they like I have siblings, but they moved away from home when I was 3 years old, and then I remember I think that I was alone a lot from then on, and I did stuff with my parents as a single child or only child, so I was always, like, trying to make up my own world or environment, or I had a lot of time alone to use my imagination, and I think we always went skiing. My parents have always skied a lot, and we went skiing, and I started watching ski films. So, like, extreme sports films in a way. Yeah. and they're always very colorful, and the music is a lot of, like, and it's very rhythmical, and I really got into it, and I started filming everyone skiing a lot and making my own ski films, and that was sort of my entry into it. Okay. And how old were you then? At that point, maybe 13, 14, 12, around that age. and then every school project, and even before that also, like at the age of 9, 10, I think I started using the cameras in school, which back then were like shitty fucking cameras, and editing was not on a computer. It was, I remember, like you had to put a DV tape into a machine, and then and you had that, and we tried to do it, and like putting music on that and stuff, and it was, I don't know why, I'm from the countryside, and the school actually had this, and it was actually like, that was pretty cool. They had that stuff, and they let us just do it, and we were running around making films and dressing up, and like
that's so nice.
making like silly stuff, you know, like we're knights and we're filming this battle and stuff, and I had no fucking idea. I had no idea why I was doing or what it was leading into, but I guess film was what it was pointing towards. And and then I went to school, high school, graduated from that, and you had to be serious, and I did not like that. So after high school, I did a gap year, and then I went to London to a film school.
Okay.
Not really knowing completely what it was supposed to be either still, but like following this, that it was fun.
But in film school, like, you specifically chose editing?
No, that was very like, no, I didn't. I didn't choose editing. After that, I went back to Copenhagen. I'm not from Copenhagen, but then I moved to Copenhagen, and then I started working. I got a job in an advertising agency. I was doing some runner jobs first for different film productions, and then I got a job there, and they needed someone that could edit, and I overheard that on a set, and then I didn't know like, but I've been editing so much. I've been editing like ski films and all those small films, so I was just like, I can edit. And then they said, okay, cool, do you want to try? And then I did it, and then that was a job for a director and for the creative department there, doing like animatics and mood films. So it was a lot about taking, they were like, okay, we need a scene from a film where he drinks a coffee cup and then he looks really mad. And then I was like, okay, is there a film where I can, or like someone yelling on the phone. And I was like, okay, there's a scene with Tom Cruise when he's like being yelled at on the phone. Okay, go out, find the DVD. Rip the DVD. It was like, that was what you had to do. And then put together a scene with other music, and then that would be portrayed so they could sell their idea to someone that had a product they wanted to sell.
So make like a raw film
exactly.
of like other
it was a lot of like, make this like 1 minute film that portrays sort of the emotion. That was a lot of the work, and I did that a lot. And then I went on all the productions they had. I was there helping out as well. But that was so nice because it really trained me just to be like, edit. What works, what doesn't work, what works, what doesn't work. And sometimes a director would be there as well with me, giving pointers and stuff. So I learned so much. I did that for a couple of years. And then I went to school to work in the advertising industry afterwards, which was basically a school like what I talked about earlier, where you learn how to get ideas or keep a concept tight. And you learn about also like visual stimulation. Why does this work? What is this color? What is this? A lot of different stuff. And it was interesting.
That was in, what's the name of that school?
It's called it's called the Danish School of Media and Journalism. It's like schools with 2 parts. It's a great school. I've always had this. I've always been very like against authority, I think.
Me too.
In a way, and when I was younger, I had a lot of issues because I hated it. Like if people told me what to do, I would really find that difficult. So I got in so much trouble with the school director. Is that what you say? Yeah, she hated me, and I hated her. And I think like I tried to change the school while I was there, and I don't know why I took that upon myself, but I was so much against her.
You always wanted to be influential.
Yeah, I guess so. I was like, this is so stupid. Why are you teaching us this? Like, why this is makes no sense. Why do you want us to do this? Like, why are we not doing it like this? This makes more sense to the world as it is now. And in hindsight, you know, I'm also just a kid coming in, and she's a teacher, and it's her school. And of course, it must be so annoying to listen to. But I actually
Yeah.
think I had some great ideas, and she hated me. So it was tough. And when I got out, I was really just baffled, and I hated that industry. And I was like, but I kept doing it to make money. And I've been editing for as a means to survive, actually, with a lot of that, and it's fun, and I've learned a lot. And once in a while, projects have come that I believed in, and that was cool and artistic. And I think the last 5 years, I've been minor depressed because of a lot of things, but mainly that I just did not find pleasure in what I was doing, and I didn't really see a way out of it. So last year, a lot of stuff in my life happened, and one of them was, like, work-wise, was that I said, okay, stop saying yes to things that are just gonna give you money, but it's gonna make you not do more of where you want to go. And I was like, how do I get into making more fictional things, and how do I get to direct? I was like, talked to a lot of people that knew me, and they were always like, but why? And do you think you want to edit only, or do you also want to direct? Like, what is your?
Because you want to use your ideas.
I want to use my ideas. I want to use it. I love film because it's a mix of a lot of the stuff that I love, like photography and architecture and music, and the editing, the rhythmic part, and like, there's so much of it that I want to combine. And editing became just me in a room, in a dark room, nerding out on stuff that I didn't believe in, like.
Right.
Here's a commercial for a car, and I'm just like, I don't care about this car, you know. And that sucked all the life out of me. And I wanted to be something. I realized, like, I want to tell stories. I want to make an impact on someone with what I do, and I want to leave something behind. And so that's why I'm here where I am today, and sort of feel like I'm starting over, but not starting over, but kind of feel like I'm starting over. Because once again, I have to go out and knock on a lot of doors and be like, hey, I really want to do this, and I really want to get into it, and I want to network in this world again, not in the commercial world, but in the artistic world of film.
Exactly.
And that's where I am, and happy that I'm happier again.
You think? I see a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you said, like, you always wanted to make a difference, like, make a change, and, like, getting in trouble in school. That was me. Like, I've been to 13 schools, right? And then, like, only now that
13 schools?
Yeah, I'm in my 13th school right now.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, for every school, like, I've always, like, found fault in them, and I always wanted to, like, make a difference. Like, I've always wanted to, like, you know, join the student council and, like, actually make differences. Like, actually, in my last school, that was, like, when I felt the most influential. It was, like, my last school, it was, like, a really small private school. It was, like, 30 people. And I realized, like, the school was, like, lacking this, and this. And I was... Yeah, the principal also, like, really disliked me. Because I just, like, kept spamming my ideas at her. And then, like, I started my own volleyball club at school.
Nice. Proactive.
And then, like, she tried to, like, shut it down. And then, like, I, like, ran the whole thing with, like, another teacher. And then I left. But, like, the only... Like, I stopped getting in trouble now because the school I'm in is Portuguese. Like, I can't do that much. Like, I actually, like, want to understand. So I'm just, like, I can't make so many jokes anymore because it's Portuguese.
Yeah.
I mean... but what you said is really inspirational. One question that I have is, like, because you started with saying yes to everything that just, like, got you money, right? When I needed to go out and make money, that's sort of, or it became that. I didn't in the beginning, but it became that, Because, like, for me, I also really want to just, like, go straight into making artistic stuff. Do you think, like, it would make sense for everyone to, like, start with just, like, doing everything that just made money, and then, like, have this revelation of, like, wait, I need to make artistic stuff? Because, like, you still have to, like, I think, know the industry, like, have been inside it.
I think there are pros and cons to both sides. I think if you want to do something purely as an artistic expression, get a day job. Like, honestly, like this guy Scott we're talking about, work as also like a climbing coach or something, so that you have money coming in, because You don't want
okay.
to have to sell out on your artistic expression and appease to something. And as soon as you get money involved, someone is gonna want to have a say within your artistic appeasement, like artistic expression, and that I think is very, very necessary, and something that everyone who is aspiring to create something completely on their own and artistic, is like you have to be self reliant on to make it. But on the other hand, that's a very beautiful thing to work towards, and that's maybe what I wish I would have done. But on the other hand, I did something else, and I have also learned so much while I was actually being paid. And even though I was working on things that I didn't maybe like, I just, when I've had the right mindset to it, I've learned a lot. Like I've learned so much about editing, like with the processes of that, and it's a privileged position if it doesn't take over your time to create on your own as well. And I've met people that, you know, like also I can rely on now, and I can be like, hey, we used to work together on this, and now I would really love to do some of this. Can I borrow your camera? You know, like I'm in that. And then these guys have a camera that costs like $1 million, and it's like, yeah, you can borrow it, and I'm like, okay, and that's insane because I don't have to knock down so many doors, hopefully, as the other. But I don't know. I think David Bowie has talked about like being authentic a lot, and that being more valuable than being successful. And I truly believe that. Like you have to also be authentic to yourself, and keep that as the highest goal, because that is in the end what it's all about. So I don't know if one way is better than the other. There are things that you can take out. I think the danger of what I did, like working with using it to make money in a way, and using that, let's say, gift that you have, or like what you want to do as a way to make money in the commercial world, is that it can eat you up alive, and you can then become almost, you can end up being in a place where you don't want to be, and it's difficult to get out of, because all of a sudden you have bills to pay and you're like stuck, and it takes courage to start that over. But on the other hand, you also if you make that work, and you say like 3 days a week doing this, 2 days a week, and you can make that divide happen, it's a cool place to be. Because
I think the problem is, like, for you, cinema is your craft, right? And as soon as people start paying you to do that, for you to create what they want, then it's like you're working in a factory. And then like you, as soon as you start doing that too repetitively, and it's not what you want, then it's like no one likes to work in a factory, right? No one wants to, but it's
then you lose the joy from
you lose the joy. And I've been in so many, like, this thing about being very like anti-authority. I've been in so many situations where I've been paid to do something, and I really believe in it. I'm really like, this is cool. I've made something that's cool, and I take it up the levels of the sort of corporate ladder, and in the end, someone's just gonna be like, no, we can't do that. And I said, why? It has to be red and not blue. I was like, why? Now we need to change everything, you know, like, and then you sit there and it's just like, you have to, and it just, in the end, it becomes so heartbreaking that I lost all my will to even create anything, and I was just like, you know, let me go, let me. I actually all last year I was doing like carpentry work and learning about wood, because I just needed to do something else.
Really?
I just needed to like just be completely out of that world and not talk to anyone about film. And now then at one point I was sanding. One point I was working for these people that were hired to do sculptures for a big Danish movie director. Actually, it was funny, and he was doing an exhibition in Tokyo, and he was like sending down these things with like TVs for some of the movies that he'd made, and then it was a specific piece for that, and then we had to build these sculptures that were surrounding the TVs. It was super cool and futuristic, and it was for the what's it called? This museum. Is it the Prada Museum? Is it like something? Anyway, in Tokyo, big museum.
So you were actually doing like props.
I was doing like props for this great movie director's film, and
and I was standing there. I had to stand and sand this thing. It was like 3D printed, and we had to sand it and then sculpt it. And it was like 50 hours of sanding with a machine, with ear buffs on and a mask, and not talking to anyone. We're like 5 people standing there just doing it in a fucking factory. And I was like, super low paid. I was like, this is like, you know, now I'm in a factory. This is like the worst fucking job that you could ever get. It's toxic, and I'm here, there's sunlight outside, I'm in the darkness doing this. I can't even listen to music. I'm just like,
I know it.
And then my mind started going about film, and it started coming back, and I was like, scenes started coming to my head again, and I started thinking, and I realized, okay, it's time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was really good to sometimes not be afraid of like going out to hit something, rock bottom in a way, to find inspiration again. Inspiration is a funny thing, man.
Yeah.
It can really come to you, and it can also not come to you, and it can be scary not knowing like where is it gonna come from.
Yeah.
You don't know, like, and I imagine if you do something that's really successful, it's gonna be even more scary to think where is it gonna come from.
Right.
But it's trusting the process and trusting yourself and having fun with it. I think it's the most important thing. Keep it fun to make it engaging for yourself.
Okay.
Whatever it is you want to work with, but film especially. Because there's going to be so many problems along the way, like budget-wise, and problems that come, that you have to keep that light mood and fun thing. Wow, I'm talking a lot.
This is so inspiring. I'm
That's
not
good,
even joking.
that's
Yeah, I
good.
really appreciate it so much. Yeah. Was there like any specific reason you chose like carpentry?
Yeah, it was tactile. It was working with your hands. It was physical.
Yeah.
It was not sitting in front of a computer editing. It was like, take this shit. Sorry, take this stuff. I'm trying not to swear because I didn't know I swear so much. But take this stuff. Maybe you can beep it out. Do like a parental something guidance.
I don't think it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, physical, move stuff around.
It's almost like
lift
the
heavy
opposite.
stuff. Yeah. But it was still aesthetic in a way, and it was still
A form of art.
a form of art. I mean, people that do carpentry really well, and like wood joinery and stuff, it's an art, and they're so good at it, and they know so much about like different kind of woods. How do they work together? Why do you use this? If you do this, it's gonna split later on. If you don't do it, like, there's so much knowledge, and I needed like to be stupid in a craft where people are really good, and I needed to be humble about something.
Right.
So because I could have also maybe said, I'm gonna spend a year on photography, but then
Guys.
pretty fast I would be like, I'm the best photographer in the world, and I'm just gonna go around, and my ego would be inflated and somehow, and then then nothing would probably happen, because it hasn't with the photography that I do. So it's like, then I would be sad again. I needed to be a rookie at something, being told what to do, and have it be physical, and that's why I chose carpentry, and it was really cool actually. I met a lot of cool people, a lot of unique people, and I've always had this idea growing up that, like, my parents weren't rich, but they were wealthy enough that we could always go travel, and you know, I could ask them for things, and I would get it. I could like ask them for a computer, and I would get that computer. It wasn't.
And you could do creative things.
Yeah, I could do creative things, and they had the means to give me that, and I always thought, because where I grew up, everyone that sort of didn't have the resources or weren't so good in school, they ended up doing carpentry or like very like manual labor kind of work.
Oh, okay.
And so in my mind, I've always grown up with this idea that it was second grade, you know, like that. Not that I've looked. I guess I've looked down upon it in some certain way, which is so stupid, because actually that is like not the case at all. And I think with my brain, maybe the best thing would have been to say, don't go to school, go and learn carpentry, and then, you know, like focus on all the psychological stuff that you want to learn and all that stuff, philosophy, because I've learned that on the side. I didn't learn that from school. I've learned that through YouTube, man, and like talking to friends and reading books. Anyway, and the people that I met doing carpentry, they were so clever and smart and scholared and so well taught about all these subjects. And I really, it was really good. It really broke down a lot of prejudice that I had, and it was so nice.
This is like my film school right here, you know.
Yeah, that's good. Hey man,
I think
also kudos to you for just reaching out and doing this. It's fun.
I really like was hesitating about just like filming just now.
Yeah.
But, like, I think this was a really good idea.
Yeah. It's
This
good in
is-
the
this
car.
is-
I think it's actually a good like
yeah, I just like the
intimate
sound
setting.
Yeah. I think that's enough for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll see you around, and then
I need to
Yeah.
go. I need to
Yeah.
meet my friends soon. But
yeah, me too.
I'll see you around. Let's go
Okay.
climb. Thank you for being
Thank
such a
you.
great climbing coach. Also.
Yeah.